I think all of you are currently mute. It's fine if any of you want to unmute, and then you can respond also, so we can make this an interactive session, because we would like to ask few questions to you, and we want to understand few things from your side. So please, as and when we discuss each points, you can unmute yourself and you can respond with your understanding. If you have any queries, you can ask. Don't consider this as a lecture. This can be an interactive discussion. And so like Prerna ma'am has already mentioned, my name is Praveen Bhaskar. I work as the director of software delivery with this organization, and Alpesh is the co-presenter today. He is actually the technology expert from our organization, who is specifically focusing on the DevOps side and infrastructure management, and he is also a blockchain enthusiast. So I'll give little more details, and before that, yeah. So first of all, I would like to thank Prerna ma'am and your management for giving us this opportunity again to interact with all of you. Last year also we have visited the campus, and it was an interactive session in the campus itself. But this year, due to the circumstances, we are doing this online. But still, we see it as a very good opportunity to interact. Students like you to understand your perception and understanding about these upcoming technologies. And we as an organization, if I would like to give you a brief, introduction. So I'm not sure how many of you must have heard of our organization name. We represent Office Beacon. And we also have a sister company that's called Flows. You can check our website. One website is officebeacon.com, and the other one is flows.com. These two are our company sites. Good afternoon. Yeah, Shah and Tejas. Yeah, good afternoon. Okay, so what actually we do on the technology side, we started this organization around 20 years back. But when we started this, it was more of a back office service providing organization. Then we eventually expanded from there, and currently we have 4,500 plus customers, and we have 3 production centers. We have 2 offices in Vadodara, and 1 production center is in the Philippines. And our major businesses in the US and Australia regions. And to speak about the technology offerings, we are mainly focusing on all kind of software and technology offerings, be it artificial intelligence based programs, development, and robotic process automation, and also on the DevOps technology side, and custom application development, ERP, CRM, those kind of things, and Salesforce development, mobile application development, web development, like almost all the technologies solutions we are providing, as an organization. And from last 2 years, we were also focusing on the blockchain side. As you all know, that is actually a booming technology, and most of the future applications are going to be based in these upcoming technologies. So we have already started exploring these things, and we have made couple of applications. We did couple of proof of concepts also for different customers, and so that's how we are eventually improving and growing our expertise in the blockchain side. And to talk about Alpesh, as initially mentioned by the ma'am, he's having 10 plus years of experience. He is the lead for our infrastructure and DevOps process side, and also on the who is conducting all the R&D related to blockchain technologies. So he would be the right person to give you some technical insights about blockchain, and if you have any specific queries that you want to get clarified, so this can be a better opportunity for all of you to discuss and clarify those things today. So that is a brief introduction about ourselves and our organization. Now, before I get into the actual topic, or before I hand it over to Alpesh, I would like to understand few things from your side. One thing is, initially when I was talking to Prerna ma'am, she also mentioned that all of you have already studied blockchain. You had a paper in the fourth semester or something where you have already learned about the blockchain technology. So first of all, what I would like to know is, like, what do you know about blockchain? What is your understanding, and what is your expectation from this section? Like at the end of this session, after one and a half hours of this discussion, what are you expecting from us? So can any of you just unmute and give some thoughts about that? Anyone wants to speak up?
Hello. Good
Hi.
afternoon, sir.
Who is
Prijita here.
this?
Sir, Prijita.
Prijita. Yeah. Hi, Prijita.
Hello, sir. Sir, I think blockchain is a kind of database or some where a data is stored in blocks and all the blocks are chained. So the name blockchain.
Okay. So that is your understanding about blockchain, right? So what is the application of it? Like, why do we have to use that database? And how is it different than the other databases like MySQL or any other database that you have? Prista, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what I was asking is, what is the application of it? Like,
Yes, I got your question.
yeah.
Like like I said that there are many blocks in the blockchain system, and these blocks are connected by the hash.
Hmm.
Like the one block hash is will refer to the previous block hash, and they
Hmm.
are stored randomly, so that
Hmm.
if any hackers enters into it, and it will be quite difficult for them to get the information from that, and it quite
Okay.
secure than MySQL and all.
Where do I use this technology? Can you, as per your understanding, can you give me one
In
application? Hmm?
virtual currencies like cryptocurrencies.
Okay. Okay, fine. Anyone else? Thanks, Prajita. Anyone else wants to add anything on this? Why nobody is responding? So please speak up, and we really have to make this an interactive section because the information that we would like to share is actually based on what you already know, what clarifications you will need. So that's the reason why I want to understand these things.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah,
Who is
I'm
this?
audible. Yeah, I'm just Richard, sir.
Okay. Your audio is not that clear.
Just a moment.
Yep. Can you try speaking again? Okay, I think he has some audio problem. Anyone else? Okay, no problem. Can anyone at least, say what exactly that you are expecting out of this session? Blockchain is a digital ledger which is used to store information in secure, chronological, and immutable form. Yeah, which is correct. And yeah, that's okay, no problem. Can anyone, um, you know, uh, say what exactly that you are expecting out of this session?
फ्यूचर अबाउट ब्लॉकचेन मतलब उसमें जॉब्स की कैसी एक्सपेक्टेशन है और वो सब कुछ.
Okay, okay. Anyone else? Anyone has any idea or thought about building something on
Yes,
the blockchain technology?
yes, Praveen sir. Hello, sir.
Hello?
Thank you.
Yeah, Paras.
Sir, actually, we are getting some things from this session, like if we are trying to run new startup, and
Hmm.
blockchain is very important concept to run a business. So I think we are here to get exactly things that how we can put this blockchain inside our new startup.
Hmm. Okay, fine. Okay. I think it's already 15 minutes now. I think almost everybody has joined, and what we'll do is we'll get started. I'll request Alpesh to start with. So, what we are going to do is we'll give some technical overview of the blockchain and how it is working, and what is the real life scenario of using the blockchain technology. These things we'll be covering, and at the end of this session, if you have any questions, we can discuss, and we can clarify your doubts also. Okay, Alpesh, I think you can, yeah, you can start now.
Hello.
Yeah, Alpesh, you're audible.
I'm audible to you, Praveen, and all the
Yeah,
students.
yeah, Alpesh, I can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Sir,
you very
audible.
much, Praveen. Thank you very much. So, okay, as Praveen already connected with you with your expectation and the previous knowledge you have in your blockchain, right? So, I think my understanding is that you all guys need some kind of a basic and a technical overview so that you can before you going to in the real field you can make a choice for your career, right? So how blockchain is working with real time scenarios, how mature it is right now, and what are the application of blockchain, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So before we can start, I again. Okay. So now hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Alpesh, we can see you. Yeah.
Okay. So now, before we will start, let me uh, give some feedback from your side. So first of thing that ma'am also mentioned that you have a subject or I think topic in your semester, right? About the blockchain.
Yes, sir. In SAM 4 we have subject called blockchain.
Okay. So I just wanted to know that how many of you have done develop any application?
Actually, we have only theory subject.
Okay. So even though you have a theory subject, but I guess that some of guys try to build some small application, one page kind of application. Did anybody try it? Okay.
Yes, sir. During our MCA, we have one subject like blockchain technology, and
Okay.
inside that we have created one program like that was generate random none. We have concept of nuns, which generate
Okay.
random numbers. So
Okay.
we have one program
Okay.
on that.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. That's good, really. So now, before we going to start it with the blockchain, I just wanted to know that what are the current system that all the server-side application or the application web application is running. So do you know the how the right now the all the websites, web servers, application servers, and all the things are run right now? How they are running on the which architecture, which the mechanism it's working?
Alpesh, sir, are you trying to
Something
elaborate
like
like in which language?
even I'm generally talking about that. So right now that you are studying MCA, right?
Right, sir.
The way you are right, a mobile application, all you are right now
Mm-hmm.
and going to be developed, right? Some of you guys going to be web-based developer, Java developer, mobile developer, app developer, right?
Yes.
These are
Also iOS developers.
yeah, that is a web mobile development, right?
Right.
So that is I wanted to check that how they are working actually. Anybody else can because once you come to know that what are the current system it is, right, and what are the drawback of the current system and how the blockchain is coming and going to be resolve that drawback of the current system, even though there are the some certain user case, right, that is going to some current system is not going to be addressed. These are the things blockchain is going to be addressed. Let me share my screen. uh, Hello, ma'am, can you just give me the right to share my screen?
What's up?
I'm not able to share my screen, so I think they are asking you. I don't have a sufficient permission to share.
Just a sec. No, you might be having. Uh, Now, can you check, sir? I have made you co-host.
Okay.
Sir,
No, still I'm.
it's downwards. You will be getting a button of share.
Yeah, that is what I'm clicking on it,
Yeah.
and then okay, let me check. Okay.
Now, can you try?
Okay.
Yeah, so your screen is viewable.
Okay, that's good. Okay, let me know if my screen is viewable to you. Hello.
Yes, sir, it is
Yes,
viewable.
yes,
We
we
can view
can
your
see that. Yeah.
Okay, so my basic, everybody knows that once you come to know the keyword, the blockchain, first instance in your mind come to is that it is a Bitcoin, right? So now my first style is you can check the blockchain beyond the Bitcoin, right? How you are going to check this blockchain technology, even though you have heard so many times that this technology is going to disrupt the future, right? It's a disrupted technology. The how it disrupting, it's like you can see that it's a like a internet. When internet having their born in the 1990s, and now you can see the how internet disrupt the whole the market. The same way blockchain technology is going to disrupt the market, but how it's going to be disrupted. So that's why I was asking to you that what is the right now current system we have, what is the limitation of that our current system, and what are the benefit that we are going to get while we going to implement blockchain on the current system, right?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
yeah, so this is the current system right now uh, we have for us, right? It's a server side computation and storage and the client side. So it's something like that, how you are going to accessing YouTube, uh, Flipkart, Facebook. This is the all the technologies right now working like this traditional architecture. You have one server, you have one client, right? You are accessing all the server from your browser. There are a certain authorities or a central point where your all the data, all the information are stored, right? And this is the managed by their own system administrator or system authority or system company. So I just want to ask that how you are aware with the current affair or current scenario. How many you are having a Twitter account? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So how many you have a Twitter account, right? Or how many know about the what is the Twitter? Okay, because why I'm asking you that in recent month, in the past recent past 2 or 3 months, you have heard that someone has hacked the Narendra Modi's account. Have you heard that thing?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, someone also hacked the Obama's account, Elon Musk account.
Well-known celebrities' account will be hacked.
Right. So this is the current scenario we have. If you have a server side this kind of architecture, these are quite vulnerabilities to the attacks, right? To overcome that scenario, we have another topology or another architecture which is called the decentralized architecture. It is same like a centralized architecture, but again the access point is a you have multiple access point rather than the central access point, right? So it will going to give you the more high-ability failover kind of scenario. So in a centralized system, if one system is going to be fail, right? So how many times you have heard that Instagram goes down, or Twitter goes down, or Facebook is goes down, and Google is no goes down, right? How many times you have heard that kind of thing?
Most probably yearly one time, sir, in
Yeah,
many years.
right. So these are the because they are going to following the decentralized architecture. But if you are going to look at in your uh, not a big organization or small company of organization or a small websites, then how many times you are heard that this website is not working, this website is uh, working so very slow, right? You get some kind of outage frequently when you are following the centralized architecture, And when you are following the decentralized architecture, the chances are very less to outage of the system. Okay. And then we have a third kind of architecture, which is going to be distributed architecture, right? So these are the architecture that our blockchain is going to implement it. So let me know what is a distributed architecture. So how many of you were with the torrent, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So how many are using right now torrent actually? Anybody have work with the Git? What is the Git? What is a GitHub?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is a
Yes, sir.
GitHub actually?
Sir, it's a repository where if there are many people working together who are at different locations in the world, if they want to work together in as a team, then they can upload their projects or their upload their source code on the GitHub repository, and they can share and can work on it together.
So it is called a decentralized repository, decentralized of store, because you have a two copy of any file, one copy on your local machine, one copy on the server, right? Same with the distributed architecture is going to work. The distributed architecture, there is a no center point. Each and every node who is a participant in the network having the same copy of data which share among the network, right? So among that, already Praveen sir asked you the what do you understand by the blockchain, right? So some of your student provided the description, right? The description like that. The blockchain is essentially a distributed database of record or public ledger of all transactions, original event that have been executed and shared among participant parties. So each transaction in the public ledger is verified by consensus of a majority of participants in the system. So this is the main keyword, the consensus, right? What do you mean by consensus? Consensus is means that the set of the rules which is network node should be follow while they are going to confirming the transaction, that we are going to see in the more the detail while we go ahead, right? So if I can explain to you in simple word, what is a blockchain is? Blockchain is the database that is shared across all the network of a computer. Once a record has been added to the chain, it is a very difficult to change. Ensure all the copy of the database are the same. The network make a constant check. This is the what the constant check means. The consensus algorithm is going to work on the network, and it is make sure that it should have all the updated copy of transaction. So now where is the main use of the blockchain right now we are getting is the cryptographic, right? A digital currency like Bitcoin and anything. So what is the blockchain is famous for, right? In a digital currency, what is the drawback of a digital currency? Can anybody explain me what is the main disadvantage of this digital currency, and why Bitcoin is so famous that it is going to get the benefit of that drawback? Have you heard about the double spending?
Yes, sir.
What is a double
Yes, sir.
spending? So now think like that. Bitcoin is a digital currency, right? So if you have a digital currency, you can double spend it. How? Think like that. You have one file in your folder. You can share with the multiple user or multiple computer, right? Same way you have a digital currency. It says a file or address in your memory, so you can share with the different people, right? So how you are going to prevent the double spending? So Bitcoin is having a mechanism or algorithm which is going to prevent to double spending. It is a time stamping every transaction. So this way it is going to preventing it. So this is the main benefit the Bitcoin is having. That's why it's so got most famous on a digital currency. So here is the overall diagram that I think you all are known with, right? So here you can see that someone is going to request a transaction that we are going to see in a more detail. There are transaction, physical or anything that medical record, legal contract, or anything that you can store on a ledger, right? This ledger is going to request for transaction in all participants. Network of node validate the transaction using algorithm. Once the verify the transaction is combined with the other transaction to create a new block, and this block is already added in the chain. So these are the some overview of the blockchain, right? So now, think are there are three kind of blockchain exist in the market. How many of
Actually, I can't show diagram.
yes?
Actually not diagram. सर मेरे को diagram दिख नहीं रहा एक्चुअली में आपका जो फर्स्ट पेज है वही ओपन है.
So anyone having the same issue that this student has?
Yeah, Alpesh, we can only see the first slide.
Let me reconnect.
Now we can see the decentralized
First page.
architecture.
Now?
Yeah, now we can see the technology, technical light. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now we were, I think, at the type of blockchain, right? So how many of type of blockchain right now exists in the market? So here we have a three kind of blockchain that even I'm aware with. There is one the public blockchain that you categorize as the Bitcoin and Ethereum. How many know about the Ethereum? Hello?
Sir, Ethereum is similar like to blockchain, but
So what
not
is
as
the
a
advantage of
blockchain.
Ethereum on top of a Bitcoin?
Yes, Ethereum is used to store the smart contracts between two
Okay,
parties.
right. Yeah, that's true. On Ethereum, you have facilitated to write the smart contract. Yeah, that we are going to again see in next slide. And there is a one private blockchain like Hyperledger and R3 Corda. There are so many of private blockchain exist in the market, but Hyperledger is a most famous one. It. So why we need a private blockchain? That again I will going to explain you. And then is a hybrid blockchain like Dragon chain that have both the benefit of public blockchain and the private blockchain. Okay. So what is the public blockchain? Public blockchain, as you aware with the prime example of it, Ethereum and Bitcoin. In a public blockchain, everybody is aware with, everybody is able to join the network, everybody is going to participate on the network, everybody is able to do the transaction or do the any kind of means any kind of process the blockchain is allowed for, right? And there is a private blockchain. Why we need a private blockchain? Suppose that you have your own university, right, and you want to implement a blockchain on your organization, and you don't want to the other guys or a public network that are accessible from that is accessible your private blockchain, right? So that time you need a private blockchain. So private blockchain is only accessible to the person that we have permitted to. So no other guys or from the public net they are able to access it. They have all the same the algorithm and all the ecosystem that we can cover in the public blockchain. So private blockchain, as we know that public node or public are not going to it's going to be considered as a centralized system rather than the distributed, right? And then with hybrid blockchain that have all the benefits of public and private, right? But it is a quite in initial stage, so people are still working on on this blockchain of concept, right? Okay. So now where we have come to the blockchain technology, and now we are come. So what are the generation of blockchain we have? Hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So here we are going to consider the what are the generation of blockchain. So as I already told you, what is the Ethereum? What is the benefit of Ethereum, right? So here consider that prime prime usage of blockchain is covered by the Bitcoin. So what is the Bitcoin? Is Bitcoin is used for transaction, digital transaction, right? So suppose that I want to send some money to the person X. So using a Bitcoin technology, I am able to do that. But now think like that. We have going to develop one system. Like how many knows that right now the farmer issue is going on, right? Farmer today is on a I think strike we have.
MSP, sir, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, sir,
So
वो
now
पूरा भारत में
if
समाप्त है
we
सारा।
are government is going to give you the scenario that now we want to implement the blockchain on farmer cropping, right? So how are you going to implement it? How are you going to make a decision? Then government is going to transfer money directly from their government account to farmer account. How much amount they are going to transfer it on a farmer account, right? So is it not possible using the Bitcoin? Because on the Bitcoin you cannot write any logic on a coding. To write some logic or coding on the transaction or on the decision making, you need to use some a smart contract, right? To to address that issue, there is a second generation blockchain is coming, which is the Ethereum. There are more uh, more technologies like Ethereum, but Ethereum is a more well-known form for smart contract. Suppose the thing like that, uh, farmer is doing the farming, right, and is going to submit it all their crop to the government. Now government is going to measure it, okay, and basis of their MSP, right? Everybody know the MSP, right? Right now,
Yes, sir.
maximum support value, right? Maximum support price. So now government declared that this is the MSP of this grain, right? So now once farmer is submitted their grain and everything to the mandi, what APMC, or right? So basis of their submission, basis of their quality, smart contract is going to take a decision and transfer all the amount from government account to farmer account. Now, I think you got some idea about, right? What is a smart contract?
Yes, yes, sir.
So right now, government doing the direct transfer to their account, right? But using the smart contract, they no need to decide how much amount you need to transfer from government account to farmer account. A smart contract is going to do all the calculation basis of their quality and basis of their weightage. It is going to do the thing, right? So these are the things you cannot do on a Bitcoin network. These are the things you need to do on the Ethereum. And now there are a third generation of blockchain, right? Which is using a different kind of algorithm. Right now, the algorithm that blockchain and Bitcoin and Ethereum is using it's a quite expensive and energy don't have energy efficiency. It's just proof of work. Do you know about the what is the proof of work? Hello. I think,
Yes, sir. It's a consensus algorithm.
okay. Okay. So here is the detailed diagram with how Bitcoin transaction is in a process, right? That again I will explain you in a more detail. Okay. So what is the disadvantage con of the Bitcoin? Just give me a second, right? Hello. Now I'm audible to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these are the of disadvantage right now Bitcoin having, right? We can though if you are implementing the mass implementation of Bitcoin, it is going to be still difficult, right? And the value everybody knows that what are the value of Bitcoin right now. And one more thing that I think you must know that Bitcoin's quantity is fixed. You cannot add the Bitcoin in the network. So anybody knows that how is quantity is fixed and how Bitcoin is added to the network?
So it's quantity like 21 million.
Yeah, but how it's fixed actually?
सर उसका आइडिया नहीं एक्चुअली उसकी वैल्यू पता है.
Okay, so you cannot add the Bitcoin into network. That I will explain you in a next slide that how it's and quantity is fixed and how it's going to be added. And after the 20 years, there is no mechanism to add more Bitcoin into network. All right? Okay. So as we already mentioned that what is the benefit of Ethereum on top of the Bitcoin. So here you can say, suppose there is one example already we have taken of farm. Now you can take another example of low company, right? So even though people are also experimenting with it, how we are going to implement blockchain on our property registration, right? As you are aware that the property registration are still is a vulnerability to the current system. Every time you are shown that someone is selling the someone's property, someone is selling the someone's property, just manipulating the documentation, right? You are aware with that part.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So using the Bitcoin technology, people are now experimenting. So how can we are going to implement this technology to in our uh, real estate registration. So as you all know that you cannot change the record once it is committed to the blockchain. So using that feature, people are experimenting with the property registration. So when you are going to make a decision on the basis of on a network, that time you need a smart contract. So using smart contract, you are able to make a decision of so what is the right, what is the wrong, when you need to transfer things. These are the things that are advantage of Ethereum, right? But there is also a cons of Ethereum that you should know the programming language while you want to write the smart contract. There is a one programming language is coming. It's always a Solidity that you should learn. It's a same like of JavaScript, but that you know to avoid it, right? And again, speed of the network Ethereum is quite slow. So these are the advantage right now Ethereum have, but I think they have forked it to the new version, and new version is quite fast than the previous one. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier that there are two kind of mechanism right now we have a proof of work and proof of stake. The proof of stake that is right now Ethereum is going to implement to overcome with the proof of work. What is the proof of work? Proof of work is kind of calculation that computer need to do before it eligible to add a new block in a network. right? But it requires so much of computing power and energy. That's why they are now developing the new algorithm, a proof of stake, where a person who having all uh, majority of stake, they are able to add new block in the network. But it is not like that you have all the majority of stake of coin, then you are able to do the false transaction, right? If you are going to do the false transaction, all the amount that you have is going to gone, right? Okay, so now make thing more simplified to all you guys. I'm going to consider one more simple scenario. Hello.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir.
Before I'm going to present practical example. I just wanted to know the. Do you have any question or any query that till now I have covered? Actually, hello. So if some of you guys really wanted to become a blockchain developer, so now you may have some idea that how you are going to pursue the career in your blockchain, right? So all are getting everything that till now I have covered.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. All right. So here I'm going to present one real-time scenario that actually how blockchain is working. We try to cover all the concept that I have covered earlier. So here you can see there are the four friends who are going to go on the dinners, right? And there is a one person who is paying all the restaurant bill, right? After paying the restaurant bill, they are going to save. Then they're going to split the expense among each other. So now everybody know that these are the scenario that you go on with your friends and going to have a dinner, and one of your guys is paying all the expense. After that, you are going to split the all the amount. So how are you going to pay to your friend, right? Either you are going to pay him is a cash, or you are going to transfer with Paytm or another thing, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
if I want to do the same thing with the Bitcoin, they are thing like uh, all they have their own Bitcoin in their wallet. Okay. So what they are doing, they are going to deliver two Bitcoin to the Jack account. Okay. So what they all are going to transferring the two Bitcoin from their own wallet to the Jack account. Okay. So here, how is block is going to be created? One, Phil is going to transfer two Bitcoin from his wallet to the Jack wallet, right? So as already know that this transaction is going to create it in a block. All the detail is going to be written down in the block, and this block is going to create it. That two Bitcoin is Phil is going to transfer to the Jack. So these are the block is going to be created. And once this block is created, this block is going to add it on the chain. I think some guy already is a block of chain. So this block is added on the chain, and this chain is delivered to everybody's node or everybody's account. So now everybody have full viewability of the blockchain. So that's why we are calling this a publicly distributed ledger, because everybody have all the information. So that's why there is a concept coming to the private blockchain, right? And now, if we are going to see in the more detail, if some field is going to transfer Bitcoin to the Jack, so how the block is look like, how is block to transfer, how the network is going to do the mining, this all thing we can check in a way, right? So now, when you have you are participant in the block in a Bitcoin network, you have a two key, public key and a private key. Public key is something like that you having your email address or you have your bank account number, right? And private key is something like you have your password for your email or for your bank account. Okay. So now Phil is going to transfer two Bitcoin to the Jack. So Jack have that public wallet ID. So this transaction is going to be placed like this way. Phil is sending two Bitcoin to the Jack and is also mentioning the public address of a Jack, right? And this transaction is going to be encrypted using Phil's private key. And this transaction is digitally signed. So that I would already mention that how you are going to ensure the double spending. So once you are going to encrypt the single sign, it is going to be prevented the double spending of digital currency. This is the mechanism that is following. Now this all the block is signed again by the public key of Jack, and this transaction is going to be distributed to the all the network. Right. So once it's distributed to all the network, there is a miner that I already mentioned that you need to participate as a node. So who is going to do the mining, the computation work, right? So I already mentioned that proof of work and proof of stake. So here, before to the blockchain, node need to do some proof of work, some challenging job. So once he's able to do that, he is able to add the block to the blockchain. And once he add to block to the blockchain network rewarding him 12.5 Bitcoin. So this way, new currency is coming into the blockchain network. So you cannot add physically or as a programmatically new Bitcoin. Only there is a one possibility that new Bitcoin is going to be added in the network using the mining. So that's why you know that there are thousand of computers are doing the mining work in China, right? In Russia. Have you heard that part?
No, sir.
So here is the scenario that suppose you have your computer in your college network, right? So your computer is also able to join the blockchain network. You go to the blockchain website and search how you are going. Your computer, even your laptop is able to join the blockchain network, right? And participant as a miner. If there is any block published by any node, right? Your network, your computer is able to fetch that and do the some mining work. Before to do that thing, you have to solve the some complex puzzle that Bitcoin networks present to you. To solve that puzzle, you need at least 10-minute CPU time. So once you are able to the person who is sorry person or node who is able to solve that puzzle as soon as possible is eligible to add the block on a network and is rewarded with the 12.2 BTC, but it's going to be decreased after every 3 year. Blockchain network reduce its reward from half and time. So once it started, it is when 2008 blockchain started, it is rewarded with the 15 Bitcoin to the miner when he confirmed the transaction. After 3 years, it decreased to 25. After 3 years, it decreased to 12.5. And after the 3 years, it is going to again decrease to 6 point something. Right? So it is going to decrease every 3 years. So after a certain time, there is nothing, no reward is going to be presented to the miners. So if no reward is going to be presented, why do people do the mining? So that time they are also working on the another mechanism is the transaction fee. All right. So do we have any question on this mechanism, the how the blockchain network is working? And after the transaction is confirmed by the node, the all, as we said, all the node and all the participants node having the same copy of distributed ledger, right? So this way block Bitcoin network and blockchain network is working. And if you want to search on a more on the blockchain network on both code application, there are plenty of application, there are lots of application developed on a blockchain network. Probably we are working with the storage and IPFS, interplanetary file system. These are the applications that right now we are working on. Is a distributed file system which is going to replace the web server. So I think anybody have any question or any doubt regarding till now?
No, sir.
Okay. So Praveen.
Yeah, Alpesh.
So I think that's all from technical side. Even though they have any question or any doubt, I think someone asked was a DEP, right? DEP is the distributed already on a Ethereum that you need to write the smart contract on Solidity, right? And you need the Web3 application or Web3 client-side application, which is going to connect to your DEP application. The DEP is a distributed application that you are going to develop using a smart contract on a Ethereum network, right? I think Mahek has asked that. Mahek, you need to, as I mentioned, that you need to go through the Solidity. It's a programming language that you need to learn to create a DEP application, and you can contact me directly. I will going to share the local environment. How you going to create a local environment to create a DEP, right? You need a local blockchain, right? Ganase is providing the local blockchain, and you also having some front end technology knowledge like Vue.js or Angular. So you need to develop your front end code on Vue.js. You need a smart contract written in a Solidity, and you should have a network of Ganase, and you also going to use the MetaMask. It's a browser add-on that will going to work as your virtual wallet. I'm able to answer your question, right? Right. So you let me know. I will going to share some more details that how you are going to create blockchain in your local network. Anybody have any other question? So I think Mike already had one question, the complex problem, right? These are that I have mentioned already that one is the property registration, then farming, one second one. There is also a medical history one that a person also working that suppose that take one example. So even I have personal experience and I'm also thinking that if it will work or not. So since you are born, right, you have lots of filing system or lots of medical history with you. When you are born, you have one particular file for you. Once your mother gets pregnant, you have one file. Then you have another file, your vaccination file. Then after the another thing, you have you visit to the another doctor, you have a different file. You are if you have problem with orthopedic, you visited that doctor, they have other file. So how are you going to combine your all the medical history in a one place, right? And using a private blockchain blockchain, authorization and authentication, you have full control to which doctor you can share your history. Suppose that now, right now, we're 25-year-old. You are visiting your doctor for some of having a disease or something, right? So how doctor come to know within your 25 year how many disease or how many medicine have recommended to you? So these are the things also you can cover in a blockchain using permission or a private blockchain, right? Anybody have any other question or?
So initially when I asked you guys, like, what is the outcome you are expecting from this session? So some of you mentioned that, what kind of opportunities will be there in the blockchain side, and what kind of startups or what kind of job opportunities that is there in the industry, right? Who has asked that question? Okay, whoever was that, I mean, do you guys have some understanding now what is actually going to be the application of this technology, or what are some of the industries who can utilize the actual the potential of this technology? Can anyone answer that? Do you guys understood that? No, nobody wants to answer.
Nobody want to become a blockchain developer?
Sir, they are writing in chat actually.
Sorry?
They are writing in
Everybody want
chat.
to. Okay,
You
okay.
are writing in chat. Okay.
They are replying in chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I personally advise you just go and check that how smart contract is working, because this is your first step you uh, to become a blockchain developer. So as I already mentioned that Bitcoin is the first generation, and Ethereum and Cardano is the second and third generation of blockchain. So it is a very quite new technology. It is going to maturing by time, but meantime you have advantage. You can start from the beginning, right, Prerna?
Yeah. Right.
Sir, even in this current semester also, current students also, some of the students have been selected as blockchain developers.
Okay. Okay.
So that is really good.
Yeah.
So then they should answer about the smart contract, I think.
Yeah. So basically, just to summarize or just to conclude, as our session is going to finish in 5-10 minutes. So to give you a conclusion or to give you a right insight about blockchain. So blockchain is a technology, right? And the major attraction or the major highlight of this technology is this can be utilized wherever centralization and immutability is required, right? Decentralization means any domain where a central authority is validating the information or verifying the information or the transaction. So right now the application of internet is not just information sharing, right? It is also sharing the assets. So internet is widely used for sharing assets. Like assets can be anything. It can be fund, it can be document, it can be some copyrighted contents, it can be music, it can be videos, it can be anything. So we are basically exchanging the or sharing or exchanging the assets. So when we are in that kind of an era, the importance of having a decentralized environment is to ensure the trust factor. Like if I am let's consider traditional bank transaction. If I am transferring some money from my account to Alpesh account, there is a bank in between, right? So I am actually going to trust that banking system that my transaction would be carried out properly. I mean, there won't be any issues in the money that I am transferring from my account to Alpesh. So that the basically you are developing that trust over the internet based on the authority who is managing it. Okay, so there is always in the internet, if you look at the current application structure, there is always a central authority who is actually doing the verification. So if you want to really get rid of that central authority and you want to develop a decentralized infrastructure where the trust is verified using the computational power or using the algorithms, okay, rather than you are relying on a government body or a bank or any other organization. So that's actually where the exact application of blockchain or use case of the blockchain comes. Okay, I'll give you a very simple example. So you in your university, okay, your university wants to develop a database of the students along with their certificates and their mark and everything, okay, and that your university is giving that project to us and we are developing it for them. So that means we are going to hold the database of all students in your university, their mark, their attendance, whatever it is, right? So since we have direct access to that database, we can easily tamper that. No one will know, right? If there is a student named Abhay and his mark is 50%. If I go and the database and change it to 70%, no one would easily identify that. Okay, so your university is actually relying or trusting our organization on the on that particular data. So that particular trust and that particular scenario can be avoided using these blockchain decentralized applications where you are not actually going to trust an organization or a body. Okay, so in the blockchain you already know the technical side of it. So it is almost impossible to make a change without a consensus, right? So there is always a consensus algorithm which is working, and any changes which is happening on that network is through the consensus of all the nodes that are used in the network. So that is one area that you need to think about where you will actually use this technology. And another thing which Alpesh has mentioned, about the smart contract. Okay, so smart contract is another potential area where we can transform many of the applications or many of the processes using the advantage of this blockchain technology. So smart contracts are nothing but a small piece of program where you mention the conditions and what action needs to be performed in that condition. So the highlight of that smart contract is it can verify the condition and it can self-execute. Okay, so wherever there is contractual agreements involved, best example is insurance domain. So in the insurance domain, you need to have proper insurance, real estate, supply chain, all these domains where you need to have proper contracts in place for any of the actions that is happening. For example, if I am a retailer and if I am taking goods from a supplier and selling it to or I'm working as an aggregator or mediator, if I'm selling it to someone, I need to get this much 20% margin on whatever I am selling, and that is a contractual agreement. So those transactions, instead of having it in a paper-based contracts or relying on some third-party systems or third-party applications, what we can do is we can set up a blockchain-based centralized system where the smart contracts are placed in such a way that these conditions and these clauses will be automatically verified and executed without anyone's interference. So whenever there is $100 transaction happens, 30% will be automatically deducted as my commission to it, and I don't have to really worry about it. That is defined in the smart contract, and smart contract will function as it is defined. Okay, and I don't even have to worry about someone will tamper that, or someone will do any manipulations in that process, or any those kind of things. Right. So this is another potential area of the benefit of blockchain can be explored. And you whenever you get time, I mean, the people who are actually going to be focusing more on the blockchain, what I would suggest you is, you can search some interesting case studies from in the internet, and you can see some of the examples where people have used blockchain, and then they have transformed their digital infrastructure. For example, there is a famous case study of Walmart, how they have identified the actual cause of their faulty products, okay, using a blockchain system. So there are case studies available which will give you more insights about what people have been exploring already about the blockchain technology, and what are the opportunities that are available in the market which can be further explored. Okay, that is just a conclusion, just for your understanding the way that you need to look into blockchain is in this perception that how this decentralization concept and the smart contracts concepts can be utilized for building better solutions for future. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's the time is up. So if you don't have any other questions or anything, then I think we can wind up this session.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Praveen sir and Alpesh sir, for imparting your valuable time with us and providing us the knowledge regarding the blockchain to our students. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah. Thank you,
Yeah.
Prerna, for organizing this and also inviting us again for this session. And thank you everyone for your time.
Yeah. Welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you.